All right, well, welcome back to the P18 podcast, everybody. Today I have with me Mr. Jacob Stoner. He's sitting with me at the desk today. Thanks for having me. Absolutely. Thank you for being with us. Mr. Stoner, he's a science teacher for us here at Perry High School, and we're very appreciative of the fact that you took some time to sit down and answer some questions for me today.
Glad to be here.
So I do have some questions for you, and I'm going to rapid fire those your way, so feel free to give me as much information about each one as you would like to.
Sure.
All right, question one. Can you share a little bit about your journey and how you came to be a part of Perry High School?
Okay, that's an easy one. It was about 10 years ago. It's my 10th year here. So I was fresh out of college. I was doing some long-term subbing around the district. Started out over at Chandler High School. And while I was there, Mrs. Hawkins reached out to me, our current department head, and asked if I could fill in for her fourth quarter while she had me. And the rest is history. Here I am, loving it, and found it here. Why?
So what do you do in science specifically?
Science, chemistry is my forte. I started out doing a little biology. I'm always interested in physics and astronomy and all kinds of sciences out there, but chemistry is my bread and butter.
Okay, fantastic. So in your job as a science teacher here, what does a typical day look like for you?
Pretty smooth days. Looks like maybe some copying in the morning, getting lesson plans ready, but throughout the day, building connections with students while delivering content is my main priority there. Without connecting to the students first, it's hard for them to buy into the lessons and really start to pay attention. So I like to connect with my students day in and day out, kind of build that rapport throughout the year. And by the time it's fourth quarter, it's sad to see them go, but it's a lot of fun meeting them, all these different types of students and personalities and watching them grow throughout the year. A little bit of grading sprinkled in throughout the day, maybe during lunch or just some downtime, but mainly my passion working with the kids and building those relationships.
All right. So what part of your job would people be surprised if they knew about?
The amount of grading that we actually do in science, with the labs that we do, those are very time consuming. I go through them with a fine tooth comb, and just the amount of hours that, not just me, but teachers, all teachers on campus, the amount of time they spend outside of the classroom preparing and developing those lessons plans and getting everything just perfect so that we can accomplish what we're trying to do.
Done. All right, switching gears for just a second. If you could have dinner with any, because I know you're a sports dad.
Yeah.
As long as science and sports together, right? So again, if you could have dinner with any sports figure, past or present, who would it be and why?
That's a tough one. Let's see. It would probably have to be a baseball player for sure. Let me think. Maybe like Greg Maddux or Pedro Martinez, just because they were really dominant pitchers of their time and legends of the game, Hall of Famers, and I'd just really love to sit down and pick their brain. Pedro Martinez was on the 2004 Red Sox, and without him, we couldn't have broke the curse of the Bambino. So that's one reason why I'd really want to talk to him. But Greg Maddux was a master of his craft. He didn't throw very hard, but he knew how to change speeds and keep hitters off balance, and really, really good pitcher.
So why the Boston Red Sox?
Great question. I get that a lot because I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and growing up, it was really hard to be a Reds fan back in those days. I would still go to the games and watch them, but the Red Sox were kind of the underdog between the Yankees and the Red Sox. They hadn't won the World Series in 86 years, and when I was playing video games, I just always happened to pick the Red Sox as the team I would play as, and here I am. I'm a huge Red Sox fan now.
But you've been to Fenway
multiple times. I went back in 06 and I believe 16. One of the games I went to, they actually had a walk-off double lost the Green Monster. It was pretty cool. I'll never forget that moment. So that's okay now.
All right, back to Perry for the next question. What do you wish that more people understood about Perry High School?
Maybe the traditions and culture we have here at Perry is very unique compared to other schools. We are still a fairly new school in the grand scheme of things, especially compared to Chandler High School, but the traditions we're developing and the culture we're developing here is far beyond anything I've seen anywhere else. Especially when you have teachers here who are the OGs. They haven't gone anywhere else, and they plan on staying here till it's time to retire. Time to hang them up.
And speaking of places to work, the last question. We all have choices about where we can work, right?
Yeah.
What makes Perry the place for you?
Well, Perry really checks off a lot of boxes for me. It's close to home. It has great students, great staff, great administration. There's really not a whole lot here that I could speak negatively of. And that's one thing that sets Perry apart from the rest of the schools. Everyone's got something to say, but I have a hard time finding something about Perry. I've been here for 10 years, and I plan on being here for at least another 10, maybe riding out the whole weights another 20 years down the road. But clock's ticking. I know I only got 20 years left.
Time does fly in lots of cases.
And absolutely, especially when you're having fun.
That's right. Well, Mr. Starr, thank you again for taking a few minutes to be with us for the P18 podcast. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Pleasure being here. Thanks for having me.